Hello, 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 hello. We have patch 2.2 here today. Ah, actually, we don't. Give me a second. I'm going to stop recording. Great, forget I'm recording. Because I get the phone. Here we go. I had to do it real quick, stuff because of okay, here we go. 2.2 update. Let me just lower that a little bit more. So, we have patch 2.2 out. Okay, give me a second. Hello, 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 hello. We have update today of 2.2. I am streaming this at the same time, so for those who are watching the stream, understand that this is different. I am going to post a different video of this. Just what I have here. So, if you haven't watched the video, it's alright. They have mentioned a couple things that I've already suggested in previous videos, that way to fix minor settlement battle problem, which they fucking did. And it's like, cool, you did the easiest thing, which was what I suggested. But they did something else which was dumb. If you watch the video, which you don't really need to. Basically, they go over what's going to be in here. Except for they mention one thing, which they kind of mention here. It's not a big thing, but it's this. They have increased AI aggression against the player. Not against other AI, but against the player. Which is already too high, and I bet you if I start up my cafe game, and I press enter, that Grimgor's armies are going to ignore cafe. But if I keep it in the previous version, they might fight each other. So, they should fight each other, but probably not, because they raised the AI aggression. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself, so let's get into it. Release Spotlight, Regiments of Renown. We have gotten monstrous units this time, which is nice. Monstrous units are very good. We get the Green Guardian of Grand Cathay, which ability it has is redirecting aura. Enemy units within range of aura will have their projectiles redirected back to themselves. Why don't we have more of this? That's a good ability, and also increased missile resistance. Okay, no, this is actually, this Green Guardian, pretty damn good actually, because that redirecting aura depends how big it is, but still, that's really good. That basically makes it so that this guy is really good. I wish the spell worked in the area. Okay, Khorne gets a Bloodthirster. Yeah, a Bloodthirster, nothing else. Just a Bloodthirster with Gore Shell. The Bloodthirster gains damage resistance when near large enemy targets. That's boring. Honestly, that is boring. If you throw that ability on like anything else other than a Bloodthirster, I would probably care. But it's a Bloodthirster. They're good anyways. Yeah. Kislev got a bear, which now has a bound spell of the Heart of Winter. Heart of Winter is not that great of a spell, but I guess it's good for the elemental bear to place it on top of itself. Now we got Uncle Furnkle. Oh, that's the actual name. I thought they were joking in the video, but that's actually his name. Okay. He gets Defiling Deluge active. Uncle Frunkle heals himself while damaging enemies around him. Okay, that's a neat, cool new ability. Spell update: Miasma Pestilence is now Spirit Leech. Okay, I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that. Kind of wish he was a lord or a hero rather than a great unclean one, but that's just because he has such a cool special name. I feel like it's lost on him. The Stonehorn. Glacial Defense active. Stonehorn gains increased armor and missile resistance at expense of some speed. Okay, that's an active. That's probably going to last, what, 30 seconds? Which should probably be good, but eh. And he gets Frostbite. Okay. Slaanesh. Ability. Feasting on Fear passive. Instead is regenerate health. No, it is regenerate health based on the number of enemies who have their morale broken around. It's just the morale broken thing, which I'm not big on, actually. Being morale broken, especially against the AI, it seems weird. You're not going to get that, really. Lash of Slaanesh went to Phasmagoria, and Adam Quest went to Enfeebling Foe. Okay. This isn't that big. Golden Griffin of Theurgy, which is the Zinchian boy. He gets an ability, increased armor, permanent glittering robe. Okay. Does glittering robe do an area? I can't remember, but doesn't matter. He gets Searing Doom instead of Blue Fire of Tzeentch. Pink Fire of Tzeentch is now Gehenna's Golden Hounds. Okay, I can see that. We have now Vermintide. So, Skaven are now doing their thing, which means they get... Honestly, I don't see Vermintide being that scary of an Enkin Crisis. The annoying thing is that they get these armies that are really high leveled up and they'll basically have ambush success chance of 100%. That's the thing I don't like. But... And also underway stance. I hate the underway stance if you don't have it. It really hurts you. And stability and performance section. Okay, we're moving on. Fix and turn crash could occur when default rebel faction was set to another faction omitted from the campaign. Fix a rare crash that when characters would trigger post battle voice over lines in campaign. Okay. And we're gonna get into the gameplay just real quick. Just let me take a drink of this tea. I am cold and it's a problem. Anyways. Okay. How they play events on the campaign starts to be rewritten to cover core gameplay elements for every faction. What the fuck? What does that even mean? Whatever. Doesn't matter. Remove the number of starting wars between factions who are not intended starting opponents. This was unlikely to affect the player experience directly because you raised the freaking AI aggression. Yeah. But improve the performance of AI factions such as Demon Princes. So the AIs aren't at war with as many people. So basically AI's got more cheats than the player now, even more. Update reinforcement locations within various faction settlements to prevent unintended enemy behavior. Okay, I don't understand this. This is more update. Effects that increase healing caps are no longer 100 times stronger than intended. You're telling me that vampires for this longest time have been having not 20%, but they've been having 2,000% increase to their healing cap. This might help me against vampires, honestly. But, like, why was it... How is it getting 2 extra zeros onto the end of this? Like, 1% is 100% increase? How does this happen? Who times it by 100? There's literally a code in there somewhere that's saying times 100. Add 2 zeros to this. What? Supplements and deployed tower. It's probably, actually, thinking about the healing cap, it's probably that somebody had it at 100% when it should have been 1. And so that's honestly what it is. I'm trying to make a joke earlier. I'm not really railing on them. That's an obvious mistake to make when coding. You place 100 because you're thinking 100. It should be 100%, but it's actually 1. You have to place because of how percentages and times work with coding and all that. Because if you place 100, it would be 100 times higher instead of it being 1, which is then would be, if you add 20% to it, it would be 1.2, and if you add 20% on top of that, it would be 1.4, and that's how you should be doing it, not 100, 120, 140, because that's where things can get more wrong. Keep it simple, stupid. Sorry, statement. Settlement and deploy towers have their damage reduced to be consistent with Warhammer 1 and Warhammer 2 towers. Thank you. I have noticed that. Like, I had my Astromancer just literally getting, or even my freaking, what are they called? Alchemists? Yeah, Alchemists. Getting destroyed by a tower that shouldn't be doing that much damage. They just deal a ton of damage. But it's a little sad if you're defending, especially with the aggression increases. When colonizing ruins, you can now take temporary vigor penalty instead of massive manpower losses. This is really good. This is straight up the best thing I've heard. Now you take a bigger penalty instead of a massive manpower loss. Guess what? In most cases, that bigger penalty does not matter. But that massive manpower, you know who gets the benefit of this the most? Bretonnia. Because I'm pretty sure Bretonnia has like a lot of knights that are perfect vigor, or you can get them with perfect vigor. So that doesn't even matter. If you get troops that have perfect vigor, that vigor penalty doesn't matter. Instead of the I like this because that prevents, you're not punished as the player for colonizing ruins. That's good. That's good. Because you would have to sit there for a while. Pick some quest items that provided magical attacks despite the Legend Lord having magical attacks by default. Okay. So you remove a magical attacks, but you added nothing else to that weapon because its big thing was magical attacks from the get-go. And you balance it around it giving you magical attacks. Even though the Lord got magical attacks through the tree or whatever. You need to replace that with something else. You gotta give us something. Because that makes some weapons really bad. Fix an issue where Sword of Cain didn't correctly transfer post-battle if its owner died, resulting in equipping it onto another Lord or Hero. Oh, whatever. Don't really care. Fix an issue where vassalized factions would lose objective completion upon reloading a save file. What? Wait. So if you vassalize someone, you can lose your objective completion upon reloading in the save file? That's dumb. But makes... It's probably in the load order where it loads the vassalized factions in. Before it probably loaded them in before you, or after you. No, before you. It would be because the way the code logic works. Probably. It would load them first, and then apply vassalization to them afterwards? There's something weird where it either loads you first or them first, and then it doesn't count as completed because it doesn't check at all. No, it will load them first because it would be vassalized, but then loads you, but doesn't count their objective holding because they loaded in before you instead of after you, which would have given you the check mark. So it stays unchecked. I think that's where it is. Yeah, that's where my logic is. Fix an issue where auto-result battles would change after loading a quick save. Remove the cap for... I like how these are both together. Remove the cap for income provided by a tribute from Vastus. Oh wait, that means more income from tributes by tribute. Oh, that's cool. Auto-resolve change that That's a little thing. I can't really comment on them not liking them having that problem. Endgame Ultimate Victory objectives now support vassalizing factions as an alternative option to confederating or destroying them. Okay. Whatever. I don't know if that means when you get at the beginning of the game or once the endgame crisis pops up. I don't know. Endgame scenarios now trigger the research of all technologies for the respective factions automatically. Wait, what? Wait. What? That's interesting. Wait, so if I have it pop at turn 50, that means I get all the research? That would be awesome. That would be very awesome. I'm gonna have to test that. I get all the research? That means if I play Cafe, I don't have to research anything. Except for down the main tree, and then I just sit there and then it tops. And then I get all of that. That means I stay balanced. If that works as I think it does, that is so good. Wait, no. Engage hours now trigger the research for the respective factions. No, that means orcs, undead, everyone gets all their fucking research. That's terrible. That's fucking terrible. That is so unfair. Oh no, that is so unfair. That makes them even worse. Oh, that's if they fix the freaking regen cap. The healing cap. Oh no. Oh, the free upkeep effect on endgame scenario armies is now visible to the player. Cool, don't care. We already know it's free because of the whole orc situation where you could get their armies. Because Orc Confederation mechanics. Mounted Marauder variants will no longer fire autonomously in melee, though it is still possible to manually order the unit to fire. We are investigating other cases of the unit that gain a large amount of performance from similar behaviors. Oh. That would explain why they were killing my fucking, cavalry units. A single group was killing, actually my heroes. That explains that. They were firing in melee. They shouldn't fire in melee. But fuck. That explains that. I was like, why are regular Marauder horsemen with javelins killing my freaking 2 heroes? What? They're dying so fast. Allied recruitment will now be possible to access all units offered by a Roxy DLC if owned. As before, there is a subset of units available to non-DLC owners. Okay, that doesn't matter too much. Increased trade-focused benefits to ports of Marienburg, Lutheran, Engrid, and Bordeaux. Sweet. So if I'm playing, let's say, Count Noculus, that doesn't affect me. Because trade resources are shit for undead. Might as well build another building. Ports. Also, you should make it so that these ports for Pirate Coast are increasing like every other port. Because these don't get affected and they don't raise your max income. Like other ports do for port buildings. They don't affect them. Fix that. I'm sorry, it's just bothersome because it's like trade focus benefits don't matter.
it really doesn't matter. I mean, it helps out the Order factions, but it doesn't help out anyone else. Campaign relation reductions to wins and magic costs should be now properly affect overcast spells. Oh, so there was a problem with that. Interesting. Dragonfang mounts are now properly available to intended Warhammer 3 factions. Dragonfang mounts. What the fuck are Dragonfang mounts? I don't even remember what Dragonfang mounts are. Let me just check. Dragonfang mount. What are the Dragonfang mounts? Oh, I'm gonna check that out later. I don't know who gets Dragonfang mounts. We've implemented additional fixes, for instance, of flying units being able to capture points this time, affecting Phoenix Mount Teclis, Mage Fire, High Elves, and Glide Captain Eagle Mounted Wood Elves. Cool. So you made it so that they can't capture points? Cool. What about making Mao Ying while she's on her foot form to be able to capture points? Because that's really dumb to not allow her. But then again, she can fly in dragon form. But the thing is, like, in dragon form, she's not allowed to capture points. It's super easy. I don't know why. It's hard to do that. Bloodpack incidents would regularly all fire between turns 10 and 20 given duration. In most campaigns, that meant 20% of campaign battles were actually being fought with completely different pace and balance than intended. What? Just at the timing of Bloodpack and... Oh. Bloodpack. That has to be a certain faction stuff. I don't know. Bloodpack incidents. I don't even remember Bloodpack. Whatever. Exploit fixes. Exploited certain legendary lords from Warhammer 2 could be duplicated in single... Yeah. Oh wow, I didn't even know about that. Race balancings. General, each allied outpost in Tomb King or Beastman settlements will now grant +1 unit capacity for all that faction units. That's actually pretty good, actually, thinking about it. That's actually pretty good. Doesn't make sense for Beastmen, but yeah, that's pretty good. Sorry, there we go. Again, stream. Added missing UI tips for those units, which are the ones that they recently added, except for the giant spiders. Dev note: in update 2.0, we made significant buffs to many units across the undead races, combined with switch to percentage-based healing in Total Warhammer 3. This significantly reduced the impact that Crumbling has on units whose leadership has broken. As a result, we're slightly increasing the damage to Crumbling to help with clearing out undead enemies that are falling apart. Thank you! Undead were way too strong because Crumbling was dealing like 2 damage to a unit that had 5,000 health. Cool. It was like, yay, it's all by itself. It's barely dealing damage. They're regenning out of it. Crumbling, they made it from 10 to 1428. You need to make it bigger. You need to make it bigger. There's no reason why it should be this low. If you have to take into account Because Crumbling has no problem with units that don't have regeneration, but the units that have regeneration, you have to compensate for that. They should not be out regenerating the freaking damage they're taking in from this Crumbling. They should not. Channeling and Winds of Magic replenishment. Several races lack channeling stance, now have channeling stance. Are things to equivalent to it. Beastmen are just full moon events, getting just Winds of Magic increasing, replenished by 50, 100, and 150%. That's useless. Beastmen now gain 10 Winds of Magic per turn when Radiant Stance. Remove the freaking game being winded while in Radiant Stance, then we can talk about that being good. The problem is that that's cool and all, but channeling stance don't make me winded. This makes me winded. The times when it actually does affect you. Like, oh, when I said earlier about it being not important for stuff, but like if you get attacked in Raining Stance, you are very vulnerable. Because you don't get replenishment from Raining Stance. So if you got replenishment from Raining Stance, I'll be fine with it. But the thing is, like, you're losing movement, you're losing other things. And also, if you're gonna comment about, be like, oh well, you're losing if you're gonna I forget where it is. Oh, there it is. Colonizing ruins. Take a vigor penalty. If you're gonna comment saying like, well, you said earlier vigor doesn't really matter. If you're colonizing a freaking ruin, taking a temporary vigor penalty doesn't matter. But if you're raiding, that means you're obviously in the way for being an attack. So yeah, no, raiding stance, if you're nearby their armies, yeah, no, raiding stance is bad. Having bad vigor is bad. But if you're colonizing an empty settlement, you're fine. You should do it the same way you did it before, but this time you're taking vigor penalty. Meaning you be still fresh. Not fresh. Fresh as in unit damage, but you won't take... You take that vigor reduction, and then you just sit in there for like 2 turns or 5 turns, whatever it is for that. Or you could move still, instead of worrying about replenishing. Greenskins, based on their wall level. Oh, okay, so it's their wall level. Lowest gives you -3, then 3, 6, 9. Okay, that's not bad. This is good. We need more things like this. The Greenskins wall, where we get Winds of Magic per turn. Oh, everyone needs it, because me playing Chaos Warriors, getting the minor campaign victory and getting +30 for all my armies of Winds of Magic, meaning I will never run out of Winds of Magic, is insane. We need ways to generate Winds of Magic, maybe not to that extent, but benefits. Because not everyone gets that short-term victory, which is stupid, in my opinion. Like Cathay gets like 2 heroes. You're getting 2 heroes for two different heroes, 2 slots. Cool, I get 4 different heroes. That doesn't help me much. And then my long-term victories, I gain recruit ranks for the heroes. That doesn't help much. It's dumb. You need to fix that, while other people get just Winds of Magic as a short-term goal. Lizardman, like the Lizard, Nakai has now access to Channeling Stance. Cool. Doesn't matter much. Norska, gain 10 Winds of Magic per turn when in Raiding Stance. Devotion to the Eagle now grants Magic Winds power capacity. Wait, capacity? Eagle might be good. Go for Eagle. Jeez, that's actually pretty good. Capacity. That means you can go above 100, and if you have 3 lords that can use magic, that'll be 115. So that means you could probably go to like, what, 150, 65? That's pretty good. Vampire Coast flagship expansion stance, only available at sea, now offers Winds of Magic options. 20 magic per turn on army, 10 Winds of Magic per turn forces within sphere of influence. That's not bad. That's actually pretty good, but considering you're not going to be sailing a lot, as most Vampire Coasts, okay, sure. If you're going to say like, oh, well, yeah, you're going to be going around the coast, well, that means you chose to just attack the coastline and ignore the inside, which you're going to have most of your wars. Beastman Death Notes. We're raising the multiplayer cost, don't care about cast bones. Across the board, Giants have not been a popular rune in any, despite the additional missile units. Yeah, because they're fucking dumb. We're giving them increased armor and weapon strength to make them one of the hardest hitting units in the game? I don't agree. I completely don't agree with that. Because one thing is that you just made the AI stronger, not the player. Giants aren't going to be used because they are slow. They are super slow and they're a huge target. Yeah, no one used 10% missile resistance. Giants. Bump that to 20 or 25, or give them just more armor, not more weapon strength. They already kill Chosen in one swing. I lost entities of Chosen to one swing of a giant. No. They deal way too much damage already, and now you're just making it so that the AI is going to deal more damage, because there's no way you can deal with giants. In most instances, which is in minor settlements and settlements. So, Minotaurs are another unit that has been performing poorly, especially when Chaos Spawns occupy similar designs, but have Minotaurs been performing poorly? Have they? They're giving them the boost to their hit points, allowing them more benefit from the Blood Greed passive, paired with reductions to multiplayer cost. Is this multiplayer? Is this multiplayer things? Because you fix been performing poorly. Well, that's because Chaos Spawns last to the last man because of Unbreaking. Minotaurs don't, which is what you want. Is this multiplayer reasons? Is this an entire multiplayer thing, mostly? Because I can see Giants being across the board. I don't think Minotaurs are, but who knows. Beastmen no longer unlock Dark Elf ports when erecting Hearthstone. Okay. They no longer use their basic port in special port locations. Awesome. Awesome. Remove that port. Allow them to build their stuff. Torque the Brass Bow now gains 1 momentum. For first battle, he fights each turn. Okay. Not much there. Momentum will no longer decay after concluding a rampage. Only when Torx fights another battle. Okay, so this means momentum won't decay immediately after doing a rampage, only when Torx fights a battle. Okay, so you keep max momentum. Momentum granted at the start of a new rampage. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I don't know what that mostly means. I'm pretty sure it's pretty good. I'm guessing it's like the mechanic for Bloodletting. I haven't really played Torx the Brass Bolt. Campaign, Eye of the Gods events. No longer targets an army that does not belong to the player's faction. I'm guessing that's a good thing. Because they don't tell me the effects along with it. Oak of Aegis settlements will now provide unique Hearthstone building chain when occupied. You mean they didn't? Okay. No, it did before. It's just probably in 3 they freaking broke it, like usual. Ball man battle, Carl Franz will now spawn. Update intro camera height. Don't care, except for maybe Carl Franz, because fighting him would be fun. Chaos spawn. Okay, you talk about like raising the cost of Chaos spawn because they were so good. And then you're like, oh, we're just gonna raise the weapon damage. Armor to 50 for giants. 50 plus base weapon damage and 50 plus AP weapon damage. So that is increasing it by 100. Cool. Now they're going to guarantee kill most units. Minotaurs with shields. Gain HP by 500-ish. No, 80. You just raised them by 80 in Minotaurs. Skills, Crowfire. Now offers missile resistance instead of missile damage to his army as per his Warhammer 2 effect. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Technologies are now correctly labeled as challenges in the search field. Cool. Bretonnia. They changed the speed of the horses. They made them faster. Cool. Rare soft lock, Bretonnian brothel building, the Enchantress quests will no longer auto-complete when constructing any building rather than the specific tower of the Enchantress. Response starting mission for not complete. Okay, that's quick stuff. West battles. Okay. Units. Basically, everyone's speed increased. Dolores Blade, Grey Knights. Remove the buff to melee base damage. And what do you mean the Green Knight doesn't benefit from melee base damage? Huh? Okay. Whatever. But they made it longer. Demon Prince. Demon Plus deity-specific post-battle captive option is now an additional effect. In addition to glory. Unit experience, replenishment, favor, and winds of magic. Cool, that should have been earlier. Don't care about that. Now properly applies its effects to Chaos War Shrine units. Freakish mutations. You mean it wasn't before? Fuck. That sucks. The Dark Elf slave system felt too passive. Really? So we made it more dynamic. By removing the slave cap on minor settlements, players can now utilize global effects at the cost of their public order to focus on capacity, or instead of settlements utilizing around 100 slaves to keep their infrastructure balance. Other settlements can keep their capacity lower just to use slaves when the maximum capacity is reached once you get the chance to play with it. Just change it back to where it was before. Simple. Starting slaves. They just basically increase everything but lowered the starting slave number. Oh, the cooldown open market is now reduced to 0 turns. Okay. That's pretty nice. Wait, is that cool? Yeah, no, that's the cooldown. That's nice. Get to use it a lot. Several adjustments. There's a lot of changes. It's just... I'm really starting to not care about this. I'm like, cool, there's a lot of stuff. It's a fat one. Wow. Rebalance grudges. Fix unintended cases where Cathay and Yin and Yang buildings could be converted into each other. Shouldn't we be able to do that? Both Mao Ying and Zhao Ming no longer have access to active spells or abilities when in their dragon form. Are you joking? You're changing it back to the way it was? Making it lame? Fuck. That's stupid. That's really stupid. I don't agree with that. They should be able to use all their casting. Campaign. The Caravan Encounter Gift from Inn now offers units that will fit within the 20-unit cap of the Caravan Army. No units will be offered. That's... okay. Doesn't matter. Caravans still suck. Abilities. Fix the Dragon Emperor's Wrath of Cathay Compass ability, not causing enemy armies to take attrition in Immortal Empires. Well, fucking wow, that's not surprising. Just looking at this, let's fix some stuff. Giants are stronger, making them dummy thick. High elves got some changes. Gorn got some changes. A lot of hit point changes, apparently. Kislev. They lowered the port cost for the Ingrad. Good. That was really dumb of how expensive it was. 2,000 just for the base cost? Frick that. Oh, give me a second. Alright. Ain't much. Norska got some changes. I'm just real quick going through. This is like a lot of just changes that don't really matter too much, especially like these multiplayer costs. So. Okay. It's gaming doom wheels or like engineers. I don't care about. Okay. Doesn't really matter. Oh, like, increase the Doom Wheels mass. That's nice. Slanesh. Where's the Chaos Wars? Multiplayer cap 2 to 1. Okay. Doesn't really change it. Oh, so they made... okay, so ethereal units are just all armor piercing. Gotcha. That's fine. They're losing 17 base weapon damage, but gaining, what, 50? So they're losing 20. I'm just looking. Okay. Nothing much there. Aspiring Champions gain more HP. Okay, that's good. That doesn't matter. Chaos Trails getting more leadership. More leadership. That doesn't matter. I thought you said you changed some things for Chaos War Shrines. Damon, those are multiplayer costs. Those don't matter.
What? Here it is, here it is, here it is, here it is. Giver of Glory, Chaos War Shrine. That's the base one. Gives you now 20% physical resistance. Holy shit, that's good. That's so good. Wait, does that mean the other chaos stuff has the other ones? That's on Nash. Where? No, they don't. Wait, does the base one only got like 20%, 10% increase to 20%? That's huge. That's so huge. Here's corn. No, I'm seeing it. Oh, here it is. 15%. That's high O's. Where's Zeech? Let's go all the way to the top. Zeech is still down, so let's jump to Nurgle. Abilities. Children of Nurgle. No longer utilized in the game. What? What do you mean? So Nurgle's shrine doesn't get changed. Okay. The Slnesh's abilities. Ah, here it is. Max damage has been reduced. Actually, all the entire damage got reduced. That's kind of lame. That is kind of lame, honestly. Zeech, here's Zeech. Where's the War Shrine? That's dumb. That's still dumb. That doesn't matter. You increase it to 20%, does not matter. Spell mastery does not matter. Yeah, it gives you 20% increase to like damage or your spells, damage, healing, whatever, but doesn't matter because they need people dying next to them and they increase your regen cap. It doesn't matter unless you have infinite winds of magic. Ugh. That's annoying. It's still shit. It's still shit because you have to throw it, you have to place it in melee, which means you have to have stuff in melee with it. Which doesn't make the Chaos War Shrine of Zeech good. If you cast and it increases, I can get behind that then. But no, these people dead near it. That's annoying. Like, everything else got better. Except for Slnesh's got reduced a little bit, but it's Slnesh. Don't really care. Orion. What else? Doesn't look like... There's a lot of stuff, but what else? I haven't played them yet, so... Recruitment time, 1 turn now for Hulk Riders. Sisters has got better. Okay. They removed the Talon of Kronos innate trait from the Spellslingers and Spellweavers trait pool. Okay, that's fine. Because yeah, Talon of Kronos only affects the single unit, not the entire army. If it affected the entire army, I would be like, that's stupid. But it doesn't. Campaign. Here we go. Character experience. Basically, victory type is no longer part of the experience calculation. Oh. Yep. So, just victory doesn't matter. If the army is fully destroyed as a result of battle, for example, if it was caught in force stance, it will grant the full amount of experience, even if some units were able to escape during battle. That's good to know. That's nice. Heroes now will gain 50% more experience when participating in battles, bring their
progression rate closer to that of Lords. They should be already at the progression rate of Lords, but CA likes to jerk us around. Mentor skill to every Lord and Hero. What? This unlocks at level 30 and can be upgraded further at level 40 and 50, and allows them to share a portion of their experience earned among characters of the same type across the faction. Plus, the Lord version of the skill will grant increased experience gained to heroes in their army. Oh, would not want the Lords to have it, but that's good for heroes to have it. Do we get it automatically? Or do we have to spec points into it? That is a question. Settlement and Garrison. Here is the thing I suggested at the beginning when I'm like, minor cities were too big of a deal and are too much of a problem in this game to do minor settlement battles. Me and my friend talked about it, and we came up with this idea instantly. Major settlements are still walls. That's fine. Minor settlements will be land battle by default, except for when you build a garrison building, starting at tier 2. Now the question is, did they make it so that tier 3 gives you walls? Let's see. Added effective chance to turn the default land battle into an all-wall settlement. Wait, what? What? Similar to the wall effect on major settlements leading to walled settlement battles? Wait, added an effect that has a chance to turn the default land battle into an unwalled settlement battle. So it's still there, but now it's a chance. I don't know how I like that. That seems a little bit, Effect has been added to most standard garrison chain. Oh, the effect, the chance, is tier 2 and tier 3 settlements. So, is it 50% at tier 2 and 100% at tier 3? Because if so, I'll take that. I'll actually take that. Below are the exemptions should remain as they were before. Major settlements of Norskin and Ogre homeland do not provide walled sieges, but will change to unwalled settlement battles. Okay. Wood Elf Glades do not provide walled sieges, but will change their unwalled settlement battle version. Wait, what? They never had wall. Wood Elf Glades never had walled. It was only the unwalled settlement version. That makes zero sense. Wood Elf Outposts still do not provide walled sieges, but will change their Wold Root battle version. Okay, so they... Okay. Beastmen Hearthstones will not provide walled sieges, but will be Beast Pass versions. Okay. That is useful, I guess. There are some additions too. Added unit of Reiksguard to Castle Wreck. Ogres access both garrison chains in minor and major. Now only one is correctly available. Missing siege defense towers projectiles upgrades have been added for Kislev, Ogres, and Nirgals. Okay. Okay, heroes. Love you too. Oops. My wife just left. Work. Heroes have added to the settlement garrison from hero unlocking buildings. Corn, Tomb Kings, Bretonia, Cathay, not... What is it? Not Lizardman. Additional units at all tiers for special settlement locations with 3-4 units higher units quality have been added to the following. Okay. The cities. I don't know. And here's the thing I believe is wrong. that they shouldn't have done. We have received quite a lot of feedback related to AI and game difficulty. While we've been fixing significant issues, we felt it's also a good opportunity to increase the aggressiveness of the AI. It should be aggressiveness of the AI to other AI. That is the problem. However, this is a double-edged sword for players that are already struggling with the game. This has the potential to worsen the experience. Yeah, because you're raising the aggression towards players, not AI versus other AI. We will need a lot more feedback on this topic to decide changes is correctly balanced. Please be vocal about your experience and don't forget to add your difficult settings. Oh, increase general AI army aggressiveness to balance between the current Warhammer 3 and former Warhammer 2 values. You just increase the AI values. You don't have a separate value. You have separate values, or should have separate values for against the player and the other AI. The problem is that the AI is not aggressive to other AI, really. They are mostly passive. But you increase it now for against players and just made it worse for players. You're only harming players with this decision. You're not fixing the problem, you're making it worse. Add additional difficulty scaling for aggressiveness on Very Hard and Legendary. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Grimgor and with his 2 armies are not going to attack the undead, instead are going to attack my 3 Cathayan armies. Yeah, that's a good idea. Even though they're at war with that. And they're in the... it's going to be troublesome. I'm literally looking forward to see how they react, which they're going to go straight for me, not the freaking army that's sitting right between his 2 armies. Tweaks for AI behaviors around settlements. They're more likely to attack now. Cool. Don't care. It's when they see another army that they run away. It's nothing else. Increased faction potential bonus for higher difficulties. What do you mean increased faction potential bonus? What do you mean by that? That doesn't say anything. Are the AI getting stronger for the higher difficulty? That doesn't tell me anything. Added XP gain for both characters and units. This is dumb. This is very dumb. They already can field 3 armies off of 1 minor settlement. Why are you giving them more experience to making them stronger? They're already strong as is, in most cases. Reduce AI generated diplomatic goals 2 to 1. I feel like that's a little stupid, because that hurts the player in diplomacy with the AI. Adjusted AI skill selection for Khorne, Tzeentch, Kostlin, Kugath, Boris, and Grucius. Okay, so now they're gonna pick better stuff. Adjusted how AI deals with yin and yang effects. That should help you as the player playing Cathay. That's good. Increased priority for AI to build garrison and wall buildings. Don't know why. Legitly do not understand why they increased that. Honestly, I don't understand why they're doing that. Because the garrisons for these new factions are already super strong. So, legitly don't know why. Alright. AI behavior with commandments that can use slaves. Just okay. Summon AI will not be aware of stealth units trying to capture victory points. I'm fine with this, but the garrisons are way too strong for what they have. But then again, and this is major settlements, like. But then again, you can probably deal with it. Fix a bug stopping the AI from correctly constructing buildings, blah blah blah. Research, remove the bug, using their toggleable abilities. AI will no longer be able to directly declare war on vassal of human factions. That's good. But is that human factions like Empire and not
let's say, Warriors of Chaos? Or does that mean the player? Because that just seems like it's just human factions like Empire and Bretonnia. No one else. Which is kind of stupid, considering vassals aren't really a big thing, because as a human factions, they mostly have ways to confederate, not vassalize. So, I guess it only affects Norsco. Really? Fix multiple cases where respawn AI factions will become inactive. They are now more likely to declare war. That doesn't fix the AI with Warriors of Chaos. AI would avoid entering settlements. That was a bug. Don't really care. Never saw it. And if you did see it, good. You got lucky. AI will no longer be reluctant to upgrade the last level of a chain if chain was already present in the faction. That of the buildings? That just seems like a weird bug. Attacking AI armies in siege battles will no longer commit to approaching a ladder if there are other easier means nearby the entry. Okay. You should have factored more with building barricades and all that they will take the other routes rather than fight the barricades, so that players get some means of like dealing with it, unless there's no other way to get through. Fix multiple cases where no, I already said that. AI will be more aggressive with agents, basically embedding them in armies, which isn't a big deal. AI now uses a new dynamic region hint system as part of its evaluation on when to declare war. This should decrease war declarations by distant factions that are unlikely to come in and attack you. Thank you! That is useful, because I got declared war as Cathay by too many factions that were just so far away from me. Various factions have their base faction potential change as part of the start position moves and other changes. I don't know what that means. Legacy nerfs to the Barrow region when controlled by the AI from Warhammer 1 have been removed, as they no longer are necessary. Thanks to the modding community for bringing this to our attention. Minor Tzeentch factions have been prevented from using Changing the Ways in IE map as well as the ROC map. This will likely require a new campaign to take effect. Okay. That doesn't matter too much. AI construction changes. Blah 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 blah. Basically saying they pick unique buildings. Prologue. Mortal Empires. Oh, Blackbeard and Nagash will start flying. Okay. That's cool. Not really. Diplomacy. Low reliability ratings no longer increase the chance of succeeding in inviting other factions to join your wars. Which seems weird. I don't know. It seems weird either way. It's whatever. Confederation has been rebalanced, making it easier to achieve. Specifically, the base aversion has been reduced slightly. The weighting for the player's military strength has been increased slightly. You will gain a bonus to Confederation if you own regions within the currently active region hint group for the AI factions. Plus, the penalty to Confederation for the target having recently conquered a settlement now applies for 7 turns, down from 10. Which is nice. This sounds good, but is a 15-point difference. Because if it's not a 15-point difference, I still have to use if it's not higher, equal or higher than 15-point difference, then I'm still going to have to threaten the other AI factions into Confederation. Atharia and Nakari have now diplomatic contact at the start of the game. Okay. Added a front-end customization option to enable diplomacy, peace, Confederation for endgame scenario factions. Oh, please, I want that. That is nice. That allows us to completely be like, okay, what else? You shouldn't be at war with me. Be friends. Encountering a vassal faction will automatically count as meaning its master. Fix an issue where resurrected factions would not engage via diplomacy. This requires a fresh campaign, however. Good. Gift to vassal option is no longer available if the vassal is dead and unable to be resurrected. Reduce public order penalty from Confederation from 8 to 4. Yes! That is so useful. And then battles don't really matter much. Other than that, one of the things that have been changed, which I'm just real quick checking this, is Techless has been moved. If you didn't know, I made to the end here, didn't mention it, but Techless has been moved. Techless' starting position has been changed, having emerged from the jungles and reclaimed the Fortress of Dawn for the High Elves. Which means he's back where he was in freaking... Like, he changed from... He's back in Lustria, basically. Then why place him where he was at the beginning? Why did you change it now, realizing that you made a mistake? But there's someone else who's part of the Luthanar. Still sucks. But nice that he gets a Shadow Mage now. But basically, a lot of these changes, I went quickly over these parts because it doesn't really. These are nice, but honestly, I will say, and here's my quick rundown of this. I am real quick in the recording, and I'm sorry in the recording. CA. The AI aggression in game difficulty. I have not played with it yet. But based on what you have shown here, you need to raise AI aggression against other AI, not AI versus everything. Because AI will completely ignore other AI and not fight other AI for absolutely no reason and go straight for you as the player. Their aggression is good already. The problem is that they will, which you sort of fix with the diplomacy in the distance, that they won't declare war on you across the freaking entire map. But they will fight. They will see an army they're at war with that they can easily defeat, sitting right next to them, and they can go fight it. But instead they see your armies, and they're like, we're going to touch that. We're going to go our complete movement and touch that, and ignore all the other armies. The AI won't fight other armies unless they're a major faction. It's the minor factions that are the problem. Like, some of the major factions act like minor factions, and the minor factions act like they did in freaking Race for the Bear, which is just straight up not good. The Empire still acts as they did in there, where they just will get steamrolled by the newer factions, because the newer factions have, one, better garrisons than the older factions, and two, what's with most of the factions by turn 150 still fielding tier 1 and tier 2 units, but once Endgame Crisis rolls around, they get tier 4 and 5. Like, the armies of Endgame Crisis has 4 and 5, but the rest of the armies in the complete game that are cost money do not have anything above like a tier 3. And they have a few units of tier 3. What's with that? I had a friend that had played Empire games, and it's turn 150, and most of the Empire faction was running around with freaking spearmen and swordsmen and bowmen. No guns whatsoever, which is the big stick for freaking Empire. That is the thing that you need to look at. In 2, it was fine. Literally, if you changed the things to 2, you'd probably be fine. The aggression was good at the end. Everything was good. The AIs did stuff. But the problem is now, no army is fielded with higher than a tier 3 unit. And then Endgame Crisis comes. The End Crisis armies have the highest tier units, and they will fucking steamroll everything. I've seen it. They just steamroll stuff. They steamroll other AIs because they like, oh, we guarantee it. The AI doesn't move unless it's guaranteed. That is the problem. That they don't take a chance. I feel like this, I have a stream which has three Cathane armies, which are mine, and then it has Grimgor and another army of his standing, and in between them, in their circle of influence, which they're at war with, is an undead army. And I bet you that they're going to ignore that army and go straight for me instead of attacking that army. Or they will attack that army, it will run away, and then they will just completely ignore it because it's trapped by its circle influence. And the only reason they attacked it is because they're stuck because of the circle influence, and then they will come running at me. Even though I will be out of range. They will do it just because, fuck you, you're the player. Even though when they have a perfect army that's within their range to kill. And it would be in their benefit to kill. And technically it would be in my benefit for them to kill it too. But that's beside the point. It's not strategic. Attacking me with who has 3 armies just because I'm the player is not fair. When they could have attacked and killed an army. That's my thoughts on your changes. Raising it does not help. Raising against other AI would help. Because the problem is that the AI is really not that aggressive unless it's a new faction against other AI factions. You have it stuck in the race for the bears stages. But everything else, I feel most of this is good. And I like how they stole my freaking... didn't really steal, but they used the Summit Garrison changes. I like that. Alright, this has been me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.